first thing that we need to understand when studying physics is about fractions. Now, fraction is an essential skill in order for us to study physics. Now, let's say for example we have here A times B over C. This could be written as A B over C. Now, likewise, this xy over c can be written as x times y over z. How about this x divided by y over z? This is just the same as simply xz over y. The question here is why? Now, we can apply our fraction rule when we were in grade 5, wherein x divided by y over z. And in order for us to manipulate this kind of equation, we could have x, then reciprocal of z over y, and then make it multiply. And that would become this xz over y. Now, how about this one? A over b divided by c over d. This is just the same as AD over BC. Next, the question is why? Simply because we apply our basic rule, AB divided by C over D, and then therefore we have here A over B, and then times the reciprocal of C and D, and that is D over C. And that makes AD over BC. Most of the problems in physics requires manipulation of formulas. Now, let's say for example we are given this formula, F equals mass times acceleration. Now, this is the general formula, but sometimes in the problem we are asked for A. How to solve this? Simply F equals MA, divide both sides by M since we're looking for A. Our goal here is to simply isolate the variable A on one side. So A is equals to F over M. Now, in mathematics, this is the same as multiplication property of equality, wherein we multiply both sides by 1 over M. Now, for a more simple process, we simply divide it, or I could say that I just simply divide it by M on both sides. So therefore, we can say that the formula of our acceleration is F over M. Now, another formula will go like this. Say for example, we have here the distance formula. V is equals to 1/2 AT squared. And we are asked to solve for T. Now, what are we going to do is to simply multiply this side by 2. So we have 1/2 AT squared. By multiplication property of equality, we could multiply it by 2, so that would become 2D. Simply cancel, then we have AT squared. Then, in order for me to get the value of T, I should divide it first by A. And then therefore, I have now 2D over A equals T squared. And in order for me to simply remove this 2 here, or the square as an exponent, I should simply get the square root of the other side. That is 2D over A. Now, since we are getting square root, therefore, I could say that T is equals to positive negative square root of 2d over a. Now, you may want to recall your basic mathematics for your review about this positive and negative case of square roots. Okay, now, this time, let's have this equation. We have distance equals to VI t plus 1 half a t square. And I'm looking now for a. So, what I'm going to do, my goal here is to simply isolate a. So therefore, I can say that is d minus VIT. That's actually addition property of equality, but for much easier solution, I could simply transfer it here. So that would become d minus VIT squared. Take note that the sign change from positive here, from positive on this side, that would become here negative on this side. Okay, so we have d minus VIT is equals to 1 half. So I have here 1 half and then AT squared. Now, in order for me to solve for A, I should simply multiply both sides first by 2. And that would become as 2 times d minus VIT is equals to, simply cancel it, that would become AT squared. Since I'm looking for the value of my A, I could say that that will become 2 times d minus VIT all over t squared. So, this is now my formula for acceleration. Now, this time, let's have this case. T equals 2 pi multiplied to square root of m over k. And we are looking for k. Our goal here is to simply compute for k, or isolate k on one side. So, what I'm going to do here is this. Divide both sides, t over 2 pi equals to square root of m over k. Now, in order for me to simply remove the square root, I could just simply square on both sides. And that would become t squared, and that is 2 pi squared. And what is square root of m squared? That would become m over k. And this would become as t squared. We have 4 pi squared. And then we have m over k. Since we are now looking for k, we could simply do our crisscross multiplication. So we have k t squared. So we have k times t squared. And then we have here m 4 pi squared. And then in order for me to solve for k, that would be simply equal to k is equals to 4 pi squared times m over t squared. And then that's it. This time, let's have negative 1 over f equals to 1 over h minus 1 over g, and we have to solve for g. Now, in order for us to solve for this, we simply need to get first the LCD. What is the LCD of this? The LCD is f, h, and g. So therefore, I could simply multiply all of this equation by f, h, and g. That is f, h, g. Next, once I will multiply this equation, so I can multiply here to this, then into this, and then into this. So, negative 1 over f times f over g, fhg, that is simply negative hg, and this times this, that is simply fg minus, and then this part hg, fhg times 1 over g, that is fh. Now, since I'm looking for g, I can simply transfer this negative hg to the other side, or simply transpose it. So we have now fg plus hg, and then this part, I could transfer this to the other side. And then therefore, that is positive fh. Now, take note that if I transpose this to the other side, it changed sign. But in reality, there is no, in mathematics, there is no word such as transpose. And it means that we are just using addition property of equality. Therefore, since I'm looking now for g, I can simply factor out this g on this side. So I have now f plus h. And then I have here fh. Now, in order for me to solve for g, simply divide both sides this equation by f plus h. And I can simply cancel this on this side. So therefore, the value of g is equals to fh over f plus h.